Hey guys, Laurel here. So today we're going to do a nice cooling side bend to get into the side of the body. And all you'll need is a blanket or a beach towel. That should do. Take your blanket and bring it to a fold similar to this. And then fold it in half one more time. So it looks something like this. And you'll want to hold it from the short end. Once you have that, roll your blanket up so it forms this kind of, I always think of like a haystack. It's kind of like a haystack or even a Tootsie Roll. And you'll place it mid-mat. Now, for side bending, we want to focus on this region between your lower ribs and the upper crest of your pelvis. And depending on your anatomy, that might be a large area, or it might be a very narrow area. Ideally, this is where your waist is, and that's where you're going to want to drape, and that's what you're going to want to drape over your blanket. So come onto your right hip and take a moment just to lengthen the right side of your trunk. Then line up your waist with your blanket roll and extend your arm, your bottom arm, towards the back of your mat. Your head's going to rest comfortably on your bicep, your right bicep. If you find that there's a lot of space between your neck and arm, you can always take another prop and just kind of sandwich it between your head and your arm. Now this might be plenty for you and you're welcome to stay like this, or you can take your top arm, reach it up, and then turn it to the back wall and extend that arm overhead. A few things you can do with your legs, you can keep them staggered like I'm doing, so bent and staggered. Or you can play with straightening your top leg, maybe your bottom leg. It really just depends on whatever's comfortable for you and whatever helps you to balance here. You might note this does require a little bit of balancing work. And then you'll just kind of cozy up into this shape. This is one of my favorite ones to teach because you get this nice stretch along the left side of the trunk, but you're also getting a little bit of compression, and even if you rock slowly forward and back, you get a little massage here for the right side of your trunk. But you're welcome to just be still, particularly if you've had like a busy day or you're kind of tired and you're looking for something a little more restorative. You can just kind of hang out like this, maybe close the eyes. We'll just take a few more breaths here on this side. Just breathing into the sides of your torso. And take one more inhale. One more exhale. And of course, you can stay longer. But otherwise, to exit out, you'll take your top arm and just place it in front of your chest and mindfully press yourself on up to seated. Take a moment in a nice seated position, whatever's comfortable for you. Close your eyes and notice how the right side feels in comparison to the left. Notice how your breath feels. Is there different from side to side? And we'll even you out. I'm just going to turn the other way. You can just turn onto your left side, but just so my back isn't to you. So you might need to fluff up your blanket roll. And, you know, also if this is too intense, if this is too thick for you, you can always make a smaller roll. So it's totally up to you. But come onto your left side and then just lengthen the left side of your trunk on your inhale. As you exhale, drape your left waist over your blanket and extend your left arm long, palm up. You can stay like this or take your right arm up, rotate it so it faces what is now the front of the room, and extend that arm overhead. Make any adjustments with your legs. The straighter your top leg is, probably the more sensation you'll feel along the right side of your trunk. So do what feels appropriate for you. And then again, you can just work your way towards kind of melting and molding around your blanket, or you can add a little massage by Slowly rocking forward and back. This is a really nice one to stretch the muscles between the pelvis and the rib cage, the lower ribs. You get a nice low back muscle here, the QL. And also stretching the muscles between the ribs themselves, the intercostals, which is why it helps with breathing. So just take a few more moments on this side, enjoying your stillness or rocking. Try to let the glutes and the hips soften. And take one more inhale. One more exhale. And take your top arm, if it's extended overhead, just place it in front of your chest. And slowly press yourself up to a seated position. And again, just take a few moments, closing your eyes, noticing how the sides of your torso feel, noticing how your breath feels. And when you're ready, just begin to flicker the eyes open and lift your gaze. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next week.